At ease, soldier. Christ, kid, I can see your lips moving. This is all Uncle Sam could muster up? You ought to know better than most that it's not about numbers. You got... well, what is it that you got? Magic wand? Voodoo? Well, we got guns. Guns with special bullets. Bullets that open you up from the inside out. Bullets that bring on pain and fire and darkness. Magic bullets, straight out of the Pentagon's darkest dungeons.
Karen Olson, Department of Homeland Security. Hi there, how are you? Great, let's take a walk, shall we? We're, of course, extremely excited to have you guys on board. Extremely excited. United against, etc., an enemy of my enemy, and so on. Couldn't be happier. But we don't want to end up in a situation. We like to keep our Kabbalist relations civil. It can happen to the best of us, you know, combat situation, tense nerves, and bam! We have to deal with the trimensional rift, things oozing through, tentacles, that sort of thing. I just need to make absolutely sure that we're on the same page. We need to keep out of each other's ways, leave the war to the professionals, etc. I can't give you an order because, you know, obviously, but let's just say that any civilian interference to sanctioned military activities on this island will be treated as a very real and present threat to the security of our homeland. It could end up backfiring in a bad way when you don't have the authorization from Homeland Security to operate ab-grade military software on U.S. soil, even if it is in Maine. Oh, but I hear Egypt is really nice this time of year, and you know, we don't like to get involved over there, so it's all on you guys. Best of luck.
Our only line of defense is those filthy orangutans. Goddamn foul-smelling apes is what they are, and I'm not sure how long they'll last. But you know what they say, my enemy's enemy is my friend. Unfortunately, we got no lines of communication. We don't speak monkey. But I know you folks are in touch with Gaia. You read all that crap about government cover-ups, conspiracies? Damn right it's a cover-up. We all had too much to lose if the world knew what was going on. You think vampires could bleed virgins if everyone decorated their homes with garlic? Shit, soldier, we had deals. Signed, sealed, and delivered. They don't apply anymore. From what I hear, Turvey's gone topsy all around the globe, from Wichita to Wallachia. And I'm not sure I like our odds this time.
Sir, excuse me for a second. May I? Thanks. Listen, the captain is old school, in a good way. Believes we're fighting the same war, you know, like World War Dose. But thing is, that's not how we operate. Not when it comes to matters of the extra-normal and paracult. We have to keep things on the QT. Sub Rosa. Fewer people in the know, fewer people know. And you should appreciate that, being part of the benevolent conspiracy.
The bugs are starting to gain the upper hand out here. Take away the queen bee, however, and they run around like headless chickens in a coop.
I understand that it may not look like we had the situation under control, or the right people for the job, but the whole island is under quarantine. On the other side of that fog, we have enough firepower to wipe the island clean. The infection will not spread. Believe me, we will do whatever it takes to stop the invasion right here. Whatever it takes.
We've got to use our superior training and skills to our advantage. We identify high-priority targets, and we weed them out one by one, leaving the chickens ripe for the plucking. I'll tell you one thing, kid. This isn't my first brush with the supernatural. Far from it. Our unit has seen some action. Johannesburg in '87, Siberia in '93, Rio in '08. Last month, we spent a good 4 days knee-deep in New Yorker excrement, hunting a flock of incubi that got separated from their mistress. They turned feral. Did you know that?
Yes,
They lose control. Used to be you could parley with the succubi, avoid too much bloodshed. The rules have changed. There's no negotiating with the enemy anymore.
And that's not what we're suggesting, sir, but I'm not sure that taking our limited resources into a mano testosterone-fueled battle royale... This is not our brief. And I shouldn't have to remind you who's running the operation. Even if we can't get a signal through the fog, it's the Para Division...
I've got scars all over, and I'm not just talking about the ones that bleed. But if I've learned one thing in the past 40 years, it's that they bleed too. Every single one of them.
Yes, they do, sir, but so do we, and we bleed out a lot faster than they... Ugh! I don't even know why I fucking bother with this fucking... What the hell are you looking at?
My husband told me to expect you, so I threw on the glad rags. I used to take any excuse to socialize. Two of the best parties this backwards island has ever seen. But that coach turned into a pumpkin a long, long time ago. Now I just share this old pile with all my cats and all the ghosts. Even moved the furniture down to give them the run of the upstairs. And the view from those big windows. Oh, it was a peach of a view when I shared it with Ed. The peach trees are rotten through now. Things started changing with Ed back in that cold, cold summer of '71. Even before the ruckus with the Indians over that damned hole in the ground. Blue Ridge. Something happened up there. Started eating away at him, but he wouldn't admit to it. When he came home, if he came home at all, he shut himself in his study with all the books and maps. And he shut me out. And then there was the incident with the Indians. Ed didn't mean to kill anyone. It was self-defense, but he was tormented by it. He couldn't sleep. Suffered night terrors. He'd stay up, always scribbling in his books, on magazine covers, on the tablecloths, on the walls. I could hear this incessant scratching in the dead of night. After a while, I stopped asking him to come back to bed. I never did figure out where he kept all that writing. When his crew was found dead in the mine, it was the straw that broke the camel's neck, so to speak. I found him hanging in the attic. His face was the color of a ripe plum. But that's not how I remember him. Not how I want to remember him. He was a good man, my Ed. A good husband. A good friend. There's no shortage of secrets in this house, but Ed's lost his way. And his mind. Says he once knew how to put it all together. But he's just broken memories now. None of them good. Says the dreams came through and ate him up. And unless something is done, they'll eat us all. Says it's all in here somewhere, but he can't remember where. When Ed and I arrived over 40 years ago, this mansion was already chock full of baggage. And I mean the bad kind that people don't talk about. And heirlooms, too. Even before I realized that one had a lot to do with the other, I never threw anything out. Hadn't the heart for it. All the little things people left behind were a part of the house. Part of the haunting, too. But I don't scare easy. With 13 cats and maybe a dozen ghosts, I've only got so much attention to go around. To be honest, the cats cause me more trouble than the ghosts. Recently, I've been thinking of organizing the upstairs better. Doing up the old rooms a little for them. Let them know they're not forgotten. The ghosts, not the cats. All those empty rooms, sheets over everything. It's as if someone died. Well, yeah. Yeah. I'd start out with that big old standing mirror in the attic, which I do believe belonged to Joanna DeVore. You know, one time, I caught a glimpse of Ed in it, like he used to be, all done up in his Sunday best. I hardly felt surprised, but like a damn fool, I blinked. And he was gone. Fancy them carrying on upstairs like that, stomping around and slamming doors. It reminds me why Ed and I agreed on no rugrats. At least not till we could move back to Long Island. What do you suppose it takes to spook a ghost? I'm not digging out that Ouija board to find out. I've already got enough sorrows to last the rest of this lifetime. I do feel a responsibility for them. They have as much claim to the house as me. Besides, if they're upset, the cats are upset, and if the cats are upset, and so on. That big storm got them in a frenzy, both the ghosts and the cats. And then again, a few nights ago, come to think of it, the night I heard an almighty commotion down the road. They wouldn't stop yelling till the next morning. When even the ghosts are spooked, it's probably not a good sign. We get by in peace and sadness, the ghosts and I. Like in an old folks' home, I suppose. We keep each other company. The ones up in the mine, that's a different story. A real horror story. They weren't just Ed's crew. They were our friends. My soirees were the talk at Kingsmouth. A touch of New York glamour to the sticks. That's why I had the pool dug, you know. And no, I don't mean the kind of party where you leave your keys in a bowl. I know they still linger and suffer. Must be lonely under those old, cold rocks. Back in the day, when I would still leave the house, I tried to silence those voices. I called every priest, every psychic and paranormal investigator in Maine, and not one of them stayed overnight. Even the Indians and that little Ami girl offered their native mumbo-jumbo. At the time, I thought, the nerve of it, considering the part they played in the whole mess. But I suppose they were only trying to help. Sometimes, when the wind comes, I hear those boys at the mine singing. I can never quite make out the words.
Oh, thanks for letting me in. I couldn't have done it without you. I really couldn't. Please, I fought gods. Even in your deepest, wettest dreams, you are no god. I hope you appreciate the twist. I spent some time orchestrating it. I mean, it's what I'm known for, my long cons. They've written sagas about it. Maybe they'll write another one about this. But, you know, probably not. Your kind is always looking for villains. So much better to have someone to fight than face the reality of it. That what you're fighting isn't physical, it isn't even metaphysical. It's an idea made real. You can't shoot fireballs at an idea. Ideas are like viruses, invisible, all-pervasive, invincible. I was a convenient villain because I questioned their authority, questioned the very foundation of our society. They banished me because they feared me, feared my ideas. They feared what I could become, an end to their rule, a new beginning. But they made a terrible mistake by sending me away. I've been spreading the virus for a long, long time, and now the infection is complete. What is it they say? Dark days are coming, but no, they're right here. This, my silent friend, is an engine. Lovely, isn't it? It's not often you get to see one up close, or at all. The gods themselves would love to get their hands on one of these pretty things. They keep the world turning, quite literally. But they also do other things. You'll see what I mean. And Yggdrasil shudders and groans. Here we go, All-Father, the final destiny of the gods. On my terms, not yours.
Mom! I think it's working!
Oh, I didn't actually expect that. I had thought you were dead. We got here as quickly as we could. I could feel the tremors inside my head. It's like I knew. It's all coming undone. For as long as I can remember, I've seen a great darkness on the horizon and thought to myself, I sure hope that great darkness doesn't blow up today. I'm pretty sure it just did.
So now what? We're gonna fight it. Right, Mom?
I don't think so.
Are you serious? What am I saying? You're always serious. But why? What's wrong?
Something has been displaced, or it's like a tapestry that's coming undone. I don't know how to explain it, and I certainly don't know how to fix it.
Somebody must know. We can't just sit back with a bag of popcorn and watch the end of the world pass us by.
What can I do? I don't know enough about this darkness. All I have are the voices in my head. Joseph would know. He was always the one who knew what had to be done, and I was the one who knew how to do it, even when I was a child.
Only one way to find out, isn't there? Let's go see old Joe.
You know we can't do that, Kyra. We haven't spoken in years. They just turn us away. Blood is thicker than water, and that's not always a good thing.
But it's family, and it's about saving the world, or at least this little piece of it. You're the one who keeps telling me that family's all we got, and we need to stick together through thick and thin. We're in the thick of it now, so you have to talk, and they have to listen.
But it's not just me and Joseph. It's Frank and Joe. It's the other people in the tribe. The wounds go all the way back to your grandfather's death, and they're too deep to mend. They're not going to listen, and they're not going to help. We've been neither a tribe nor a family for a very long time. We're on our own, Kyra.
Old people can be so stubborn, and yeah, that includes you, Mom. If you're not going to do anything, then someone needs to. Someone who doesn't give a crap about any of this stupid family stuff. Before it's too late.
I'm broadcasting from Solomon Island, inside a wall of fog. It's day, Jesus, I don't know how long it's been. Or what day of the week. I'm Tyler Freeborn. Solomon Island has been entombed inside a thick mist. I'm not alone, there are others. Other survivors and... others. Prior to the event, I posted several video reports about the Orachi Science Outpost. Those reports were quickly censored. The feds paid me a little visit. National security, they called it. They made threats. It was all pretty clear. I had no choice. When the mist came, they put their camp into lockdown. Nothing got in, nothing got out. They were safe. It was like they were prepared. For the rest of us, far as I can tell, the survivors were either unconscious, asleep, tied up, or out of reach of the fog when it happened. A couple people I haven't been able to figure out yet. Either they got very lucky or something fishy's going on. I don't trust anyone. No one at all. There's military personnel on the island. There are parachutes in the middle of the night. They're most likely working with the Orachis. Or for them. You'd have thought that if they could get people onto the island, they could also get people off the island, but... maybe they don't want to help us. So what are they afraid of? The truth? Us? Are they afraid of us? Are we infected? And what about that mist? Why can't we pass through it? Does it contain toxins? A nerve gas? Nuclear fallout? Is it occult in nature, extraterrestrial? Whatever it is, it's the key to all that's happened, and I'm gonna find out. They were all warned. If you've been reading my blog and watching my podcast, you know they were warned. Again and again and... Jesus Christ, what the hell was that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
These things just don't stop coming.
Everyone needs a break from the killing. There's no sports in it. And there's no end to it. We had a good little business going here, me and Paul. We were doing all right. But I guess when you bleed the land eventually bleeds you back.
That wave 10 is some bullshit. It started a couple years back. Whitetail season had taken a dip. Hard to make ends meet. Then I picked up the trail of something else out there. Stranger game. Older game.
It came like some weird providence.
All the old stories come to life. It didn't cross my mind anyone would pay to bag themselves a Wendigo or Sasquatch, but I'm not the brains of this outfit. Turns out a lot of folks would, when you ask in the right places. Folks from out of state.
Business is a bit slow, so if you're staying around, it's open season on whatever's got no right to walk or crawl here.
Yeah, just don't get bit by anything. I hate to have to put you down. You got a quarter, Annie?
My turn, isn't it?
I hear the serpent. He whispers. Don't listen to him. All lies. They bring darkness. The mountains are crumbling. The forests burning. The earth trembles. They are coming. Huh? Oh. Pardon me, I've been dozing off at all hours of the day. Good sleep hard to find. For both the living and the dead. When we sleep, we dream. And when we dream, we speak with our ancestors. Our spirits connect with the spirits of those who came before us. But this leaves us vulnerable. Ever since they began working the quarry again, there have been nightmares. Someone or something has entered our dreams and causes us great unrest. There was a time when the webs of the dream catchers would hang outside every home. The webs would catch the dark dreams that can poison us in our sleep. They would protect us when we were at our most vulnerable. But our tribe has forgotten the ways of old. We no longer heed the warnings of those who came before. We no longer honor them. Our ancestors' dreams are being poisoned by the serpent that sleeps beneath the hills, and they in turn have brought those nightmares into our world. Their spirits are fearful, exiled from their sanctuary in the afterlife. They are doing the bidding of dark whispers, and they can no longer protect us when we slip into the dreaming. Or when we're awake. We must help them. We must catch their dreams so that we can all sleep soundly again. All day. No soaps, no sitcoms, not even a goddamn infomercial for spray-on hair. This is no way for an old man to live out his golden years. I heard you gave respite to some of our restless spirits. Did you bring me their dreams? Their dreams are tainted, tormented. Our ancestors are being fed lies and denied rest. They are led astray, brought into our world to fight for the very thing they swore to oppose, and they don't know it. The serpent that sleeps and dreams beneath the mountain is waking up. This is much, much worse than I feared. We must go to them, to the afterlife. The filth has infected their land, and though we can free those of our ancestors who have crossed over into our world, it will not end before the filth is removed from theirs. There is a dangerous ritual that can guide the living into the world of the dead. It requires preparation and courage, and those who make the journey are not certain to return. But it is the only way to stop this cycle before it is too late. Well, what are you waiting for? We're none of us getting any younger. Everything is ready. We can begin. I'm afraid you're going to have to inhale. Good. You're already. Don't look at me. I don't know what's supposed to happen. Did you think you'd be whisked away to the afterlife through the magic of smoke? You've read too many comic books. Time runs short. Go. Find what you need to fight this evil, to free our ancestors, and to protect our dreams from the filth. I'll keep an eye on the TV. I'm sure there'll be something good on, sooner or later. The land itself remembers the past, and memories can be made images. With our magic, harvested from the earth, we can bring those memories forth, live them again, see what our ancestors saw as real as a waking dream. I'm sure those Hollywood types would love to get their hands on this recipe. Sit. Breathe. Raise the anchor of your soul and let your mind drift out into the great ocean. You really do have trouble letting go, don't you? Close your eyes. Your spirit wants this. My voice will be your guide through the memories. Listen to it. Let me be your anchor to this place, and you won't get lost. I'll pull you back when you've seen what there is to see. Don't worry. I've done this before. At least once. Maybe I haven't. My memories are not as vivid as the Earth's. It was back in the days of our forefathers, many lifetimes ago, that our land was invaded by an army of darkness from the distant south. Even with the Norsemen on our side, the battle was hard, and the lions crept ever closer to the summit and to the gateway into the hills, the gateway that had long been guarded by our people. It was the place of whispers, our tribe knew, and anyone who came too close was poisoned. The enemy knew this as well, but they craved the poison. They sought it, worshipped it, and for this reason, they could not be allowed close.
If you're going out to the coast, I'll give you some advice on the house.
Better listen up. My man here is not usually in the business of parting with anything for free.
She makes sure I get paid by the hour. Anyway, you'll want to be prepared. They're a territorial bunch, the Pale Men, and they rile up in packs. You've got to use the land to your advantage. Get in the hunt and turn their pack mentality against them. Same as you would with any other beast. Even though they're sure not the same as any other beast.
I swear it's as if they can hear what's going on inside your head.
So I'm pretty safe around them. I made it through to the surf once and caught sight of something in the fog. If it wants to stay there, that suits me just fine. It was big.
Bigger than that Sasquatch last July?
Oh, hell yeah. He was 600 pounds, but mad with old age. Knew his time had come, and that's the way of things. But that creature out there doesn't play by any rules of nature. Birth, the middle of it, death. That thing has passed beyond death.
And way beyond our league.
seeing this? I've been observing them for days now. They're fascinating. I mean, I always knew they were real. All the stories, the pictures, the research, the legends and lore, my grandfather's stories, all of it real. I never had any doubts about it. But to see one of them in the wild, to film it, that's something else. It's what I've worked for, what I've sacrificed everything for. This is literally the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Of course, the rest of it is not so great. But still, I need to follow it, see where it hides, where it lives, where it came from. I'll need to switch this off, but I'll document my findings somehow.
So, you figure those Wendigo will be back? Gave them a solid whooping.
Of course they will, genius. They ain't ever gonna stop hungering. Same as you ain't ever gonna stop whining. Should've believed old Joe's stories instead of laughing at him. We'd be better prepared for this horse shit.
Brother, you spent your life stinking up a lawn chair wearing an I believe I'll have another beer shirt. You want to lesson me on beliefs?
Oh, it's on now. You want to talk about the beer fridge, huh, brother?
Hey, those cans crossed the line. And as far as I can tell, they were fair game from the moment I...
You know the legends of the Wendigo from TV, right? They were our people once, but cast out after they ate skin to save their own.
Changed them. Made them less than human, eating the flesh of other humans. Much less. See, old Joe throws that tail in our faces enough. It's his favorite stick to poke a sleeping dog with.
Shit. It ain't like we ate the rest of our family.
Pfft, yeah, that gut's all beer and burgers. Look, those stories can go jump in the Miskatonic. There's no redemption. No happy ending for their tribes or ours. Just horror out there. Hunting us.
We're gonna show them we're off the menu. Indian style.
Look, things have sure gone from bad to bad with a side of fries. Brother and me, we were checking out the casino site when it...
Say, you think that place being taken over by those things qualifies us for a tax break?
What? Tax break? When have we ever gotten any kind of break with that money pit, brother? The Golden Wigwam.
That's right, wigwam. But some genius drew up a design for a big giant teepee.
Oh, so now all of a sudden you're a cultural expert. Last month you didn't even care about the difference between a tomahawk and a... Like I said, we were checking out the casino site. Another lost cause, our stock in trade.
Whatever. On the way back, we caught sight of something at the old pumpkin patch. Flashing lights in the fog. You know, like kids playing with torches.
Well, it ain't kids.
And it ain't torches. That place always gave me the creeps. Townies love to shovel all the bad shit that ever happened in their lives on us.
Ooh, must have been an Injun curse.
But they brought worse with them than all the legends turned old Joe's hair white, put together.
Ugh, it's that crazy laughing that gets to me.
You heard the laughing too? You said you heard nothing, you contrary son of a bitch!
Hey, you wanna go?
I feel terrible for her, for what's happened to her family, to our entire tribe. I don't blame her for not trusting us anymore. It wasn't like that when Amir was born. We were a tribe. Her father was killed. Did you know that? He stood up for our beliefs. He tried to stop the miners from digging too deep. That was where it began. Some of the tribe, some of us, thought he was being unreasonable, that he was asking for trouble when he confronted the company, that blood would be shed. Him and his brother Red, they wouldn't listen. Said it was now or never, that the miners had to be stopped. Foreman put a bullet in his head, emptied his gun with the rest of us. He was screaming like a man possessed, like something had him, was inside him. His eyes were burning. His shadow was twisted. There were riots, senseless violence, arrests. Then came the storms. This island was ravaged for weeks. After it all quieted down, the rift in the tribe was too great. Some, too many, left. Others, like me and Red, we stayed behind, but it couldn't be mended. It's a terrible thing to have to choose between the people you love. But I was tired, and I wanted to look ahead, not back, and there was too much weight to carry. Too much darkness. That is how Ami grew up. In the shadow of a broken family, so I understand her better than she thinks. I took the wrong path, and now it might be too late, but we have to try. Ami is right. We must trust her instinct. Something in the land has been displaced. Something has been broken, an oath. If we had kept to our word, if we had maintained the wards that protect the mountain, this would not have happened. The wards were built by our forefathers and the visitors who helped fight the darkness the last time it fell upon us. Together, the two tribes created a seal that has protected us for generations. It has kept the darkness out, and it has kept the greater darkness locked in. We were chosen to protect and maintain it. 1,000 years the wards have lasted. Until now. We have failed. And now we have to mend what is broken. And like our forefathers, we cannot do it alone.
Oh, fuck me! Fuck me! Not like this, no!
Remember when I wrote about the Pale Men? Remember the stories? The pictures? Okay, check this out. That's one of them. One of the Pale Men. They are real. They came with the mist. I think they belong to the mist. Or maybe it's the other way around. I haven't decided yet. You know the story of the Pied Piper of Hamelin? He had a magic flute. First, he lured all the rats in town into the sea, and then, after they refused to pay him for his services, he played the flute again. Only this time, it wasn't the rats that came with him into the water. It was the children. I could swear I heard music when the mist took everyone away, into the sea. I knew it wasn't natural. I warned them, but they wouldn't listen. They wouldn't listen. So I plugged my earbuds in, turned the volume up real loud, crawled under the table, and shut my eyes. When Springsteen stopped playing, everything had gone dead quiet. Susie's was completely empty. The whole damn town was empty. And the mist had pulled back, out to sea. No more than half an hour at most. Those few days before they all came back were odd days. We lost a couple of people who tried to pass through the mist. We heard the screams, and we didn't know what to do. Why we were still here. Well, I knew. I know. I'm still here because I'm needed. It's my job, my duty, to find out what happened. What came with the mist, who the Pale Men are, what they're after, and what lies beyond. Beyond the mist.
Hey, halt! No closer. I'm getting some weird readings. You might be infected. Everyone here might be infected. I'm with the CDC. I represent the government, so you have to listen to me. This is a quarantined area, and I have authority here. That's why I'm wearing the suit. That's what the suit means. It means the fecal matter has hit the fan, and we're staring Phase 7 dead in the eye. Frankly, if it didn't violate protocol, I could really use a hug. I feel very vulnerable, especially after the others were exposed. Terminally. They expired. Died. They died. Horribly. Cursing, screaming, gasping, vomiting, clawing their own eyes out. It was icky. And then, when it's finally over and they're all dead, you think, hey, that sucked, but it's done. They're gone. We can deal with that. But oh no. Rising from the dead, shambling ghouls, glowing eyes, tentacles, black slime. Not even your standard government-grade Category Z reanimated corpses. This is brand new, terrifying. Run for the hills terrifying. Despite all that training, you just want to skedaddle. It started down in that bog, just before the fog came. We'd been shipped in to support the Irachi group, not the other way around. I thought with the Democrat in office, we were past these kinds of dodgy arrangements. But I guess absolute power corrupts regardless. And absolutely. Just like this Category A agent, the filth. It corrupts absolutely. Body and soul. Yeah, the filth. That's what they call it, for real. How the hell do you work with a name like that, the filth? You're just asking for it. So if I were you, I'd keep my distance. Safety first. There's something odd going on here. I'm not talking about the fog or Bigfoot or those giant squid things. Did you see that creature with the lobster claws? I mean, holy crap. What is that? What's up with those claws? That's just weird. I'm just too weirded out to be scared. It's like a giant lobster man. It sounds scary. It's just freaky. No, I'm talking about the Irachi group. They're up to something. Doesn't it strike you a bit strange that they set up camp just days before the fog came? Convenient. When they shipped us in together with the group, we were the official first response unit. The Irachi guys didn't say one word to us, didn't even acknowledge us. I think they're using us as cover. Seriously. I'm part of a government cover-up. My dad is going to be so disappointed with me. Well, when my team was infected with the filth, did the group offer any help? They locked their gates and shut down the link. I tried calling home. You're on your own, Mary Ann. That's the only reply I get from Atlanta. Hold tight, sport. The president's counting on you. Really? The president? How dumb do you think I am? No. I don't think there'll be a medal waiting for me when I get home, if I get home. And I don't care. I'll be happy to just put my feet up and watch some TV. I don't want to be the kind of person the president has to count on in a situation like this. But I bet you guys do.
We have a host of employees. I can't know every one of them by name. I do, however, know that you are not one of them. These encoded transmissions you've been sending back to your little club. It's been educational. You forgot who owns the networks, who created the cryptography. You are trespassing. You are in violation of contracts signed in blood. You are breaking binding agreements made in Venice. The Council tends to frown upon such things. As do I. And I am both less forgiving than the Council, and much better armed. But I'm also a reasonable man. It doesn't have to become ugly. Shall I continue? This operation is officially a liability, and I am soon terminating it. But that leaves me with an embarrassing problem. And unless this problem is handled quickly and carefully, it will become your problem. This pertains to the containment of the so-called Subject Zero. You've already stolen enough sensitive information from me to appreciate what is involved. Deal with it. And we never had this conversation. Nor would you feel its repercussions. I truly couldn't make a fairer offer. Thank you. I mean it. You've done the world a favor, but you have also done me one, and I don't easily forget. I have a very long memory. This is why I typically offer payback of some sort, but I tend to not play by the rules. Instead, I'll simply ask you for another favor. In the process of doing me this favor, however, you will be able to extract certain information from our networks that may please your overlords. It helps to grease the wheels, I find. I won't wait for an answer. We're both too proud for that. But you may find that you have in your possessions the tools to dig deeper. And X marks the spot. Things are amiss in our little outpost. I could just have all personnel extracted and the camp itself leveled in minutes. But I am curious. If it's someone from the outside, fine. We'll find a way to crush them. But if it's an inside job, feel free to send the information to your superiors, but you will CC me. In return, I'll offer you my insights. My very thorough insights. It really is one of those when-type scenarios.
I'm going in. I think I got it figured out. I think I'll be okay. I don't think things are the same inside as they are outside. I think things are twisted in there. If you breathe that stuff, it'll get you. Poison you. But it's the sound that makes you susceptible to it. Makes you do things you don't want to do. The music. Like the Pied Piper. We're children being lured into the sea. Into the nameless abyss. The ancient city beneath. Where they sleep. I'm going in. I'm going to try and push through to the other side. Wherever that is. I don't plan on coming back.
All these wasted years.
We all played a part. We all made mistakes. The only thing that matters now is that we repair the damage we've caused before it destroys our chance for a future.
What? I thought we already fixed it. Well, not we as much as...
Your mother is right, Kyra. Yes, the wards are working again, for now, but the sanctum of the mountain has already been breached. The enemy must be confronted. Thanks to you, we have one last chance. With the wards repaired and our family reunited, we might have the strength to fight him. But we do need your help. We are mortals while you are so much more. The sword our enemy carries is both a weapon and a key, and the source of all his power. When you last confronted him, you were no match for him. This time, This time, you will go with the power of all the ages. The wells of our forefathers have been filled, and you will drink from them.
Just think of it as an elixir. It's perfectly safe, I think.
We will channel the spirits of our ancestors to guide you, and the thunder of the gods from the north to still the black waters. You will wield this power, and the world will tremble beneath your feet. But be quick. Such magic won't last, and we only have one opportunity to right our wrongs. Both the people of the dawn and the people of tomorrow pray for your success.
Go team! Sorry, Mom, but it really was one of those go team moments.
Cassie, thank you, Mia. I knew you'd come through for me. There'll be a place at my table when I've taken back...
Come through? For you? Do you have any idea who I am? Or who I am about to become?
Don't touch that! It's not for you. You have no fucking idea what you're messing with.
Funny. I was gonna tell you the same thing. I just hope you understand, Beaumont. It's not you. It's me.
Good. You made the right choice. This is only your first step down a new path. We will give you all that you desire, as long as you stay true to us.
Listen to me. Listen. Oh, stop crying. You are 40 years old. It takes hours to die from a gut shot like that. Literally hours. It's a total drag. So I'll call you later, okay? Okay, ciao ciao. Ugh, new recruits. No stomach for field work. Solid results out there. Not the results we were expecting, but we have entire departments all about adjusting expectations. Heads will roll, whatever. What's buried beneath that rock stays buried. No shit, it's a cosmic big deal, but forget all about it. Or you'll follow Beaumont into a secure treatment ward at Arkham State Hospital. And we don't go to Arkham. Super unsanitary. As for the one that got away, she won't get away far. We've got our best recruiters reaching out to her. The magic sword is a nice to have, but opportunism like that is priceless. And if little Cassandra doesn't play ball, we'll put her through questions and answers to figure out the whole Morning Light angle. It's a win-win. At least we've kept the factional status reasonably quo, although I'm a little curious about what the Orochi group is playing at. We do have strict non-compete spells in place, a lot of red tape and chilling effects, but I wouldn't put it past them to go behind our backs. Just like we're going behind theirs. Oh, you're an accessory now, incidentally. Executive summary? You did good work out there. High five. Really.
Do you know what that means? No, you don't. You have absolutely no idea what that means. Today we'll be doing questions, but we will skip the answers. We know the answers. Miss Geary already debriefed you. There's no need for repetition. How would you rate your performance? Don't answer that. Didn't I tell you? We already know. Bottom line, you failed. Lucky for you, so did everyone else, which makes it hard to establish a cutoff point. Geary's job is to make you feel special, to make you deliver. Ours is to simply evaluate. We look at facts. The facts concern us. Your loyalty concerns us. We have questions, but your answers are irrelevant. Frankly, actions speak louder than words. The sword isn't the only relic of note to go off the radar lately. It's an epidemic. Occult weapons, ancient technology, dangerous artifacts, an alarming amount of it ending up in the wrong hands, i.e., not ours. The Phoenicians are involved. Also, these people. No one quite knows what to make of them. We're filing it under TBD. And then there's the Arachi group. We know exactly what to make of the Arachi group. They may appear to be on our side, but they are not. They are dangerous, they have ambitions. And like us, they have eyes and ears everywhere. Everywhere. I'm gonna tell you exactly what that means. It means we're paying attention, all the time. To you, to everyone else. Q&A isn't just me. It isn't even us. It's all of you. Vigilance is important. If you want to avoid seeing this room again, you will learn to be vigilant. This went well.